Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop and to the channel. In the previous two videos you've heard me speak about an oak slab that I'm going to be working on, so here it is. I've just dug it out from storage, put it on the bench so that we can take a look. Right everyone, sorry about the video quality and the sound, but this is the oak look. You can see the age in it. You've got all this, I mean some of this I don't know what I'm going to do with yet really. You've got this big split down here. Structurally it does have, if I try and like break this in half, it does have some flex, because I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be like when it's milled down after we flattened it off both sides, but we'll have a go anyway. And because even if it splits, or I just feel it's too weak through the middle here, it can be used on something else, but we'll give it a go anyway and then see what happens. So I'm going to probably put a couple of bow ties here, that's the intention. And I'm not a massive fan of resin, but if I get a clear resin or something along the clear lines, or one the pearly type stuff, I might look at filling that in with the resin, but we'll see. Let's go over it with the router anyway, flatten it off, and then see what we end up with. What I want to do is get a measurement of the slab. It's like this widest point. So if I just say that that's not going to be any wider than 600, I think. 600. Birch ply, big deal isn't it really to use them as a router set, but I didn't pay anything for it. Alright, safety first. I'm just going to trim down these bits of birch ply. I have 3 pieces, each with a referenced edge. There's a ton of videos on YouTube about how to make a router sled, and I'm just gonna get this made quickly. Well, not quickly, but I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna film much of it. And, oh, I can't find my router. Where's the 1/2 inch router? Move this out the way for a sec. I've got to measure that router. That's for the extraction, change around bits. What we have in this box, this is going to be the router bit that I'm going to be using, so that you can see. And then what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description of the video where I bought this. This is an Amazon purchase, but I'll put a link up for you, just in case you've got a project indoors where you're going to be doing something similar. Not used this before. Right, there's the router cutter. So we'll see what that's going to be like shortly. Looks pretty decent. Oh, the word comes to mind. Never mind. I have another bit of birch ply. But I made a mistake, cut on it wrong. Never mind. We're only human. So I'm currently cutting the channel where the router bit's going to pass through. So I just use the Forstner bit there. Cut 4 holes. They have some rounded corners, square ones. I've just cut down that between these 2 holes, so I'm just going to cut this side just to take this middle piece out, and then we can just use the jigsaw to tidy up the rest of it. So this is what we've been left with after we've cut that channel out. And now I think what I might do is just rub this down and round over these edges. So we're ready to glue this up. Just going to check all these ends just to make sure these are all lining up square. You don't really need much glue in these, because you put too much in, once you push the biscuit in, you'll get squeeze out everywhere. Impact driver. Right, let's glue up this side. Again with the square, I just want to make sure that I'm going to sand it down, just one final sand over, and then place the router in there and see really if it's ready to go. Alright, slab's back on, sled's back on. A little walk over the sled. There you go. These are my little stop ends that I just added on, just to same on the other side. I've laid the oak slab back on, although I'm going to be turning this slab the other way around because it actually dishes that way. So on our first pass with the router, it's going to be best that we turn the cup upside down because I can better support that oak. But what I wanted to show you is these 2 rails here, which we're going to be laying the sled on top of, off of. They're joinery graded softwood, but if I just show you over here, you can see that pencil mark. Well, if I Go down the softwood, look, there's another one. And there's another one. And what that is, I've just used my square. Hold on, if I go and get it. So I've set this at, I don't know what it's set at, but it doesn't really matter. It's about 14 millimeters. And so what I've done is I've made 14 millimeter marks at various points all the way down that timber. And I've done the same on this rail as well. You can see there's one, and there's one. What I'm going to be doing is taking this rail off the bench, taking the slab off, and I've got my laser set up behind me, which is just there. And basically what I'm going to be doing is shining the laser, lining it up with these pencil lines, and where the timber doesn't meet the pencil line, at the various points down the timber, I'm going to pack it so that it is laser level. So both these rails will be level on a laser plane. Right, so I hope that everyone can just see this. Lasers on the pencil mark. Let's have a look for the next one. Oh, you can just about see it there in the green light. Well, I can see it by my eye. There's another one there. Another one there. And then there's the last one down there. So that rail's in place. That's done. Let's move on to the front one. Get the front one all levelled up. And then you should hopefully understand what I meant now when I was talking about lasering these before. And in my setup, in my workshop, I think this is the best that I can come up with anyway, to give me a perfectly levelled surface to run our sled off of. Or if anyone's got any other ideas, hit me up in the comments and let me know. Lastly, here's the front rail. So we're bang on the pencil lines at the front, bang on the pencil lines at the back, which means that these two rails are perfectly laser levelled. And I think that's nice and solid. Right, I'll switch over to the phone for the minute. Let's show you that slab at the moment. I think this is the last pass that I'm going to do over this side. I've had to take the blade out of the router as well and sharpen that. I mean, the oak was just... The blade did really well. You know, it's not a bad blade at all. But the oak is just so tough at the best of times. So I've just literally put the blade back in. And I've got 2/3 of the slab left to do, so I'm going to finish that, and then we should be able to flip it over and then start machining the other side. 80 grit paper for the belt sander. Right, some methylated spirits on a cloth. let's take a look at the oak on this side before we flatten this off. I love the age in this. I actually prefer it as it looks now compared to when it's flattened off. I think what I might do before we start, I'm going to take the blade out, sharpen it, and then we'll be ready to go again. Right, so I've stopped routering the slab now. I've got a bit of an issue. We still haven't, or the router still hasn't really touched this darker area here, as you can see. Right, so with the calipers, I'm now down to about 37.5 millimeters. I still have sanding to go on both this side and the other side, so I'm a bit reluctant to reduce the thickness of this slab any further, to be honest. I reckon I've got another 3 millimeters to take off before I'm down to that level. So 37.5, then we'll be down to 34.5 with still a bit of sanding, and that's just getting a bit too thin. So I'm just going to stop where I am. I'm going to sand out the router marks here. The other side is actually the nicer side, or the side that I prefer. So I'm going to sand this, flip it over, and then work out what we're going to do with the slab next.